What if I told you Britney Spears' 2009 music video, Break the Ice, is about these cloning centers, underground cloning facilities? This shit makes me want to tear up just talking about it because it's so real. This isn't the only celebrity speaking up about this. It's everybody. It's all the celebrities.
Kevin Hart, star of the new film Central Intelligence, joining us now. How do you do it? I look on Twitter, there you are. Facebook, there you are. Television, there you are. How do you do it?
I have a clone.
I was going to say that. There's two of you.
Cat's out the bag, okay? It's about a good three of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you.
All right.
I'm the first person to ever use it. I'm cloned.
Okay.
That's why I'm able to do all that I do.
All right.
And then it was such a hit. It was way bigger than I even anticipated. And now, I think we're gonna make part 2. I think you have to. I think you have to. They kill you if you try to walk away. And they clone you.
Illuminati knows the answers, taking bone samples to clone rappers. But the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home after. They look different, eyes shifted, smile missing, skin lifted. It's scientific. If they can't control you, they erase the old. You get your duplication to enforce their message. They clone Gucci, clone Kodak, clone Eminem. He ain't raps his encore. Know that cloning rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks. If they killed the rappers who were spitting truth, they wouldn't have a messenger to reach the youth. So they duplicate physically, implant abilities, replicate tattoos and cloning facilities. For all of time in all forms, they own all your music, your image, your name, and your person. Weird, right? I know you don't think that is facts, but for 50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your dog or your dying cat. It's another way for them to win the war by weaponizing important celebrities. Don't kill your foes, just clone their gods. Then you'll control all your enemies.
The executions have been televised, oh. They're on TMZ like every night. They take our heroes, give us weaponized clones. The revolution won't be televised. I can't be replicated. Copy the attitude in the chain.
Tom's lyrics hint that the industry isn't just controlling artists, it's replacing them. Some believe that when an artist refuses to play by the rules, they aren't just blacklisted, because if clones are real.
And as for Tom MacDonald, this dude is from Canada, and when I think of Canada, I think of Clonade. I think of Donald Marshall.
Humans made to order, mothers giving birth to themselves, babies conceived just so their body parts can be transplanted. Come with me into the scary new world of cloning. The nightmarish stuff of science fiction has suddenly become a reality. Behind those walls, there are people with the technology, the ability, and the desire to genetically engineer human embryos, to be the first in the world to successfully clone a human being.
Very pleased to announce that the first baby clone is born. She was born yesterday at 11:55 a.m. in the country where she was born. So this will not give you more details about the location. She's fine. We call her Eve.
Clonade is a private company. We founded that 4 years ago, got the funding to really have lab last August. And so now we have 3 scientists working almost full-time in a lab here in the United States with the major goal for us to produce a human embryo by human cloning.
My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonade in Canada. My model number is 0112568, if anyone wants to see the registration in Clonade. When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and the father's surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor was the Sicilian.
A bunch of billionaires years ago got together and said, we don't want to die, we want to figure out how to live again as clones. So they did that. They put everything that the person is, allegedly, on a microchip and record the consciousness, and then if the person dies that day, they take that microchip, because they can re-record every night, and they take that microchip and put it into either a clone or a real person's body, which has less side effects, which is what they do, and take them over bodily, just like how the lizards do, but with a microchip.
The thing used to be as big as a circuit board. They whittled it down so that the microchip is just a bit bigger than an apple seed.
The technology is flawed. It's not as bad as, but it's kind of like the movie Pet Sematary. When the person comes back, not the same, and they're all evil and stuff.
You don't even have to kill them. You press a button and they shut off like a light switch. There's no pain, there's no nothing.
Watch Millie Bobby Brown and I'd say, I know her. Why does she look so familiar to me? And then one day I figured it out. Elizabeth Perkins, especially from Big. They look exactly alike. This is what I was thinking in my head. I thought I knew Millie Bobby Brown because of Elizabeth Perkins. Turns out they are not related in the slightest. That is wild. Okay, so I see a photo from Rob Lowe from St. Elmo's Fire. And then I see a photo of Dacker Montgomery, who plays Billy from Stranger Things. They look exactly the same. It makes you wonder if they structured Billy's Stranger Things character to be just like him from St.
Now this next part I start reading. It may not be as entertaining as watching the videos, but when I read, I'm going deeper and deeper into this clone rabbit hole. I'm giving you the backstory. Advanced technology is used to transfer consciousness from one clone body to the next so that a continuous study can take place before, during, and after the death experience of one individual. More will be explained on this later. However, this is through the use of advanced supercomputer systems that can function to untangle and then transfer the electromagnetic consciousness of the individual so that they are remotely activated within a cloned version of themselves. A brain chip, brain to machine interface, cybernetics. Celebrity cloning. Celebrities at the cloning centers would like you to see what's really going on behind the scenes, which involves trauma-based mind control, heavy technological programming, and complex layers of influence throughout their life. Many celebrities, entertainers, athletes, musicians, models, writers, producers, actors, all kinds of people from various industries are silently brought to the cloning centers for pay-to-play sessions. I ask myself and others to pass the message on to you, and that you would have to look for the signs and symbols in their media in order to see their hinting at these events. The situation is heavily controlled using advanced monitoring technology and brainwave EEG clone technology. This is technology that can read the brain and determine what the mind is anticipating for or speculating upon. Fuck, I can't read. Their reputations are used as leverage, as well as their safety and comfort. The level of programming and mind control experimentation that takes place makes it easy to manipulate the person's brain into regressing into a state of trance that lacks the ability to remember or clearly organize experiences regarding the cloning centers. Alright, so the cloning centers, underground bases. Deep underground military bases 3 miles below the surface are used as laboratory centers, as well as completely stocked underground city base. These are connected with high-speed electromagnetic drive pods. Individuals are transferred to the brain through an extensive cloning and temporal body transfer process. The electromagnetic shell of consciousness within the brain is relocated to the body of a compatible clone, and various training, conditioning, programming, experimentation, or pay-to-play experiences take place. And then it kind of gets deeper because it goes into literally genetic engineering. This all... Alright, this all gets deep because it all leads up to this immortality stuff. Programming. All individuals are programmed to various degree in order to maintain control and secrecy over the situation. This programming involves very advanced technology, trauma-based mind control, and energetic attachment via beliefs and emotions. These bases were also used hand in hand with military operations, which were geared towards discovering and controlling all aspects of the human mind. Experiments involved genetic engineering to produce soldiers, psychics, hybrids, and others that would be able to carry out operations. This leans towards MILABs and the military factions experiments, which go beyond the basics of cloning. Immortality. This is where it all comes down to. Yo, I actually want to cry reading this shit. The initial research included the goal of physical immortality. In many ways, it can be said this has been achieved. However, there are side effects and difficulties. If one does not activate their higher consciousness, then the effect of time dilation causes the conscious mind here to reach limitation points in experience. What has been termed blank slate state technology has been used to reset the perception of time through memory in order to keep a continuous progression viable for the conscious mind. Without this, the unconscious and the conscious mind merge. The being's involvement across time and advanced technology that can operate on the soul level or the conscious mind's level of access to the unconscious and soul memories. The universe instantly creates a cosmic backstory based on the conscious mind's access to the unconscious. By controlling the conscious mind's access to the unconscious, the entire backstory of humanity can be altered and new connections can be bridged in the future. Earth is essentially a time ship through which consciousness ascends towards higher state of awareness and self. Alright, so you may be asking yourselves, how did this all start? How did it get to this moment? Well, after World War II, when the United States war faction firebombed Germany and melted many of the inhabitants of the cities into sludge, in the bomb shelters and streets of the cities, a group of Nazis traveled to Antarctica. Russia noticed movements to Antarctica, and the United States sent Admiral Byrd up with 36 what the fuck? Russia noticed the movements to Antarctica, and the United States sent Admiral Byrd up with 3,600 Marines, planes, a battle cruiser, and a smaller vessel. They returned in defeat, and only a few words were mentioned in regards to what actually happened and how they were defeated. The rumors spread and words of gravitic drive craft and undersea or under ice bases originated from this encounter. From what we were informed as well as directly experienced, this was the ice base in Antarctica, where an underground base was found already constructed with advanced technology. Here, cloning was deployed, along with mind control and temporal manipulation technology. Soon, cloning was offered as a way to avoid assassination, as well as to prolong and protect the original body in daily life. After that, celebrities and politicians were replaced with programmed clones who could carry out the orders of the Nazi factions. This was the beginning. The groups utilizing this technology now are no longer confined to the Nazi faction. The groups you see today in control of these operations are considered MILABs, secret societies, think tanks, military factions, and other control groups. You better believe that I am going to do everything in my power to expose these projects. The individuals that have been cloned are given very in-depth views of the way this society functions and the source of power and change in the universe. Many individuals are present here from what would originally be another time or timeline. Bro, this gets deep, bro. I need y'all to understand. There is a possibility that this notion is due to inserted memories and traumatization. Although until all the information is released, we will not have a definitive conclusion. As of now, it is a possibility that these individuals are from another time that goes beyond our comprehension currently. It may even be a possibility that these individuals have come from all of time, looking at the very far past and into the very far future of humanity. These are the kinds of notions involved with these experiments taking place in the underground bases and military operations.